Thomas, it's up for grabs now! Thomas!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira! Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it! Well,
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
champions.
Good afternoon. Welcome to a special edition of the Arsenal Lounge transfer. Just a transfer-based show. Me and Shaheen have decided to do this based on today's news. As you can see, the board is back in town. Shaheen is in his office where there's bad news, there's board news. So, Shaheen, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just puzzled a little bit, but yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, well, isn't it ironic that these last few shows we've been doing, we did one with Dan last week, and we did another one with Tom in response because Tom wanted to do a show based on that show we did with Dan, and he had some questions for us. That was an interesting debate yesterday. And the name that continually came up, not just over the last week or two, but over the last year and a half, you've heard me say it, the name a numerous amount of times. You've said it. A load of fans I know have said it. We've looked at the issues in midfield and we highlighted that the bissouma was the man that stood out as the one that would fix our problems. We had issues last season when we lost Thomas Partey. We could have addressed that in January with Bruno Gooners. Didn't do that. We were told, look, there's plans. We want to stick to it. Okay, Arsenal, you got plans, etc. That's all good. Then this morning, wake up to news all over the shop regards bissouma signing or agreeing a deal with Spurs at 25 million as a fee and 5-year contract. Looking at social media, it's gone off the chain. People are arguing left, right, and centre. As usual, the fan base again is divided. Some are making up loads of excuses with regards to the court case. Listen, I would not want my club to sign somebody that's a sexual abuser or rapist or anything like that. But clearly, to me, logic states and stipulates that there's no way someone like Levy, a tight guy, very shrewd in business, would look at someone like bissouma and risk £25 million as a fee and a 5-year contract. Shaheen, you've heard the news, bro. I know people are really annoyed already. How are you seeing this? Because I'm seeing the likes of, people that we do a lot of shows with, questioning it, how we could look at it when they're still up in the air with a court case and all of that. And my argument is there's no way Spurs are risking 25 mil up front and a 5-year deal with someone they believe is going down.
Yeah, basically, man, you're spot on. And I said this yesterday on the show we did with Tom over on his channel. All he needs for Arsenal to say, right, here is, I don't know, £5,000-10,000, right? You give this to a proper barrister or a QC, and you tell them, can you look at this case and give us an opinion?
And people laughed at you in the chats when you said that, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. That I said, can you please, and I would have speak to the players' camp as well. I say, can you introduce us to a solicitor because we would like to sign you on, but we're concerned about this issue. And a proper barrister and a QC who is independent could have advised Arsenal. Now, I would not be surprised if that's actually what Tottenham have done.
Yeah.
And an independent advisor would have told Arsenal, yeah, you know what, this case, it may be an issue, it may not be an issue, and they could have made a decision based on that.
Could have put in a safeguard, Shaheen, in the contract as well.
Yeah, could have put it there as well. And I 100% agree with you. I don't see someone like Daniel Levy go out and spend that sort of money on a player who's a risk. And maybe Conte as well. Conte is not the type of manager that would want to have somebody around that could potentially not play later down the line. But the two main issues I have with this, one is we missed out on a player who I think would instantly improve our midfield and walk into that midfield, and I'll play him next to Thomas Partey. That's one. Two is that we've actually made Tottenham stronger by just standing. And I know people saying, we shouldn't worry about Tottenham. We shouldn't talk about Tottenham. We should just talk about ourselves. But we are talking about Arsenal here. We're talking about a club who's just sitting back and seeing everything unfolding in front of them. And they're cool with the fact that a proper midfielder right? He's just gone to your local rivals who you want to be competing with next year. So these are the two issues I have with this. And I put out a tweet earlier, and I genuinely meant it, every single word of it. This is one of those times that I sit down and I scratch my head and I'm thinking, what is it that I'm missing out here? What is it that I'm missing about Bissouma that Edu and Arteta and Vinay and the recruitment team, that they're seeing this issue and I'm not seeing that? Because every time I've seen the guy play, he puts in a shift in, his work rate is good, he's solid. You know, people talking about, we should get, only players who would improve us. Are you telling me Bissouma doesn't improve our midfield?
And at £25 million. It's a steal.
I'll tell you something, yeah? That's Daniel Levy at his best, yeah? And I don't want to give him credit because he's a Tottenham manager, but from a business point of view, Tottenham chairman rather, from a business point of view, the guy, he pulls off splendid deals. And I'll tell you something, if Arsenal were going in for him, I don't think we would have paid anything less than 35 million pounds for him.
And it still would have been a steal. I mean, look, the guy's got 1 year left on his contract, okay? Now, Levy, I mean, look, let's look at some of the reasoning behind the opposing fans in a sense of, why we shouldn't be getting Bissouma or why we haven't done enough for Bissouma. Some say it's because the court case is still up in the air. And we've been hearing that for the last year. When we were discussing Bissouma, everyone kept on saying, yeah, but it's the court case. Yeah, but it's the court case. I get that. I understand. Right. Fair enough. However, on top of that, others are saying, he's not he's not a Tielemans type, etc. We are not. Just to clarify a couple of things here. Firstly, we would not want our club to take on somebody that's proven to be a sexual abuser or rapist or whatever it is. It's deplorable. I wouldn't want it. The Mason Greenwood thing, is another similar sort of aspect, even worse. Apparently, Shaheen, while we're discussing this, Spence is also being confirmed with Spurs. Now, Tielemans is a different type of player to Bissouma. It's not like for like. People need to understand, and what we've been trying to say is we need to learn from our mistakes. Last season, our season was derailed with the likes of Partey being injured, and then following that, Tierney being injured, and then not having suitable backup for those areas. Bissouma, for me, is a Partey replacement who also has the capability, if you want to play a tough game away and you want to play the two, Bissouma can still play like an 8 role, but added defensive capabilities that maybe someone like an Odegaard or a Tielemans can't give us. So for me, we've always maintained that Bissouma and Tielemans were both required, right? However, people are using Tielemans as an excuse. They're using the court case as the excuse. And I keep asking the same question. Would Daniel Levy knowingly offer £25 million and a 5-year deal? 5, not 2, not 3, not some sort of play, a loan deal to see how it goes. It's 5 years. That's the best part of his career from the age of 25 to 30. And he has the ability to be like another Kante-like signing for me. And we've sat back. We've let this guy who has been twerking for Arsenal for the last 2 years, he's an Arsenal fan. We've let him not only go elsewhere at a bargain price, we've also let him go to our nearest rivals who just picked us to top 4 by only a few points. We know that it's only a fine line between us and them at the moment, but what have we decided to do? Sit back and let them further strengthen their situation, their position, whilst we're sitting there making excuses, twiddling our thumbs, and I can't understand where some fans are making excuses for our club here. If people want to make the claim that we only want to sign quality, please do not tell me, as you rightly said, Shaheen, that Bissouma improves that midfield. In fact, if Partey gets injured, Bissouma probably could have played the whole season for us in that position.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you've got Thomas Partey. If Thomas Partey gets injured as we speak, right, you've got Mohamed El Neni that would come in to replace that. So people are, based on what I've been hearing, apparently El Neni is more of an adequate replacement than Thomas Partey. Bissouma. But you know what? Even if you turn around and say, you know what? I'll give Arsenal the benefit of doubt. Right? They said, you know what? We don't fancy Bissouma for whatever reason. Yeah? And the next question would be, so what is the plan? What is your plan? What are you going for? What player are you actively negotiating with? Because I said this yesterday on Tom's show. I said they need to, what I think they need to do and what will happen are two different things. I think we need at least 4 or 5 quality players. I don't see Arsenal doing that. I don't see Arsenal bringing 2 forwards. I don't see Arsenal bringing 2 midfielders. And I don't see Arsenal signing a marquee signing, someone like a statement signing, somebody that will make fans excited, somebody that would make me want to go to Emirates and watch that guy. Oh, I'm going to go and watch him. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think any of these will happen. And, we're now sitting waiting for what I don't understand. Liverpool have gone out there, secured their striker early doors. Man City gone out there, secured the striker early doors. I'm not saying that they were our targets, right? Aston Villa gone out there, couple of good signings, early doors done, right? This is the 3rd signing that Tottenham are making, right? A 3rd signing. Again, I'm using Tottenham because they were challenging us for top 4 place. And next season, they're going to be there with the top 4, in the top 4 races rather, and we'll have to compete with them. So we're now sitting here hoping that Jesus will choose us over Chelsea and Tottenham, and Eddie Nketiah will come good. That's what we're doing right now. We gave El Neni a 1-year contract. I think we gave him a 1-year contract extension because we don't have funds to go out there and address the issues the way they need to be addressed. We're not going to have money to go out there and buy, 2 quality midfielders. We don't have money to go and buy, for example, Tielemans and bissouma. What happens if somebody comes for Tielemans and he goes to them as well? Because I said this yesterday on Tom's show. I said I think Arsenal should concentrate on players who are Premier League established, right? They're Premier League proven. They already play in a league to come in, right, and make a contribution straight away. Not a player that would come in and you need to have that period. We'll wait for him to settle in, get to know the league, get to know this. No, none of that. Because I think this transfer window for Arsenal is all about here and now. I don't want to see, we're going to sign a potential player. No. If you want to challenge for top 4 next season, you need to be making signings that are for here and now. And we're not doing that right now as we speak. It may change, but the signing, the things that I'm seeing so far does not fill me with confidence.
Bro, this 25 mil. It's 25 million. It's ridiculously cheap. And I mean, someone rightly said earlier on, all that lad has to do now is put on a Spurs shirt, and he's worth 40. We paid Brighton 50 million for Ben White. And they're getting bissouma, a central midfielder, for 25. And there's fans on here still defending it. I want to go through some of these chats here because
can I start with one?
Yeah, go on.
It's comments like this, right? Sharon, you and me haven't got a scoop what's going on behind the scenes. Don't pretend otherwise.
Who's pretending? When
have I said I know what's going on behind the scenes?
Dumb comment. Sorry, bro. Sorry, Sean, but that's dumb. We have never sat here and said we know what's going on. In fact, we're saying the opposite. We don't know what's going on. You're right. We don't have a Scoobies. Do you have a Scoobies? Does it make any sense what they're doing right now? They told us. All right, so let's look at it. January, we had top 4 in our hands in December, Jan, right? We had it in our hands. Yeah. We had a chance, if we're so ambitious to get back to the top, to seal that top 4. We could have gone and got Bruno Guimaraes when he was out available in January, and he would have solved that Partey issue for us, and we didn't. It cost us top 4, right? It's one of the reasons, and it's a very strong reason it cost us top 4. If Tielemans gets injured, if we buy Tielemans, if Partey gets injured, who's taking Partey's place? Is it Tielemans? Are we going back to Tielemans and xhaka? Are we going back to Tielemans and El Neni? You think this is going to get us top 4? And like, you know what? Someone else has put in some very good questions in here. Look at this. Onyx Lens. You think Bissouma is coming here to play back up to party? What is this new mentality this fan base have got that we can't have competition in the team? If he comes in and takes Partey's place, so be it. If he doesn't, and they could both play together, even better.
Listen, if they play together, that will give us a very solid base.
Well, it gives you options. You go away, you play to both of them, don't you? Like, all right, someone made a brilliant point, and I can't believe we haven't thought of this before. I think it was Mark who said something about, where was it? Right. Mark basically said,
not this one.
Yes. This is a brilliant comment. Mark, brilliant comment, bro. Brilliant. Ronaldo played for Juve and Man United whilst under investigation. I didn't see anyone complaining about Ronaldo signing for teams. He was under investigation.
You could say that about half of the Barcelona and Real Madrid team because they were under investigation for tax.
Yeah, listen, I'm not condoning if it's true, but I clearly feel, that's all right, Mark, I clearly feel that there's no way my man Levy is going to gamble 25 million quid and offer such a long contract for somebody he has doubts will be there or has doubts that he was actually guilty. And I don't understand this.
I don't know, towards the end of last season, you had Edu coming out saying, we've got a plan, right? We know what we're doing. We've got a plan. This is happening. That is happening, right?
Sorry, bro. And this?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Anyway, Edu said we have a plan. We know what we're doing. If we have one plan, if we qualify for Champions League, if we have one plan, if we qualify for Europa League, right? So, what is that plan that is yet to be executed? Because if they go out there and sign Gabriel Jesus, right? Yes. I'm happy with him coming in, right? But just him alone is not enough.
Yeah.
Just him alone is not enough. And I have a feeling, Lev, right, that they're going to look at this and they're going to be thinking, right, yeah, the midfield is okay. We can get away with it maybe till January. We'll bring Jesus in. We'll bring maybe a wide player. But, what happens if Tierney gets injured? And he will get injured at some point during the season. Well, you got Tavares coming in as left back again.
Bro,
not
this
good
is what
enough.
I mean.
If Chelsea gets injured, you got Cedric coming in. Not good enough. These are the players that we went through this run of games with, that they struggled with. Remember, Cedric was dropped against Tottenham. Do you remember that?
Mm.
Because Arteta didn't think he's good enough to deal with Heung-min Son.
Yeah.
And we're keeping him for what? Just to come on when... And it doesn't make sense to me. The only thing that, as I said, as we speak, which is 14th of June, there's still time. And I just hope that they're not leaving things until last minute. I don't understand.
No, I'm fuming. I don't care
if you want Jesus, go out there and get Gabriel Jesus. Bring him in early. Every season I say this about Arsenal, and they leave everything to last minute, hoping
to gamble everything, bro. We gamble.
Yeah, hoping to penny pinch this, penny pinch that.
Yeah, and we gamble top four. We're gambling again now. And every season, we're 2 or 3 players off. And it's been going on since the Wenger era, the last few years of Wenger's era, where we were crying out for someone, an enforcer in midfield and a really good centre-back, if you remember. We never addressed that. Now move fast forward. We finally got someone a bit like Vieira in Thomas Partey, but then he's proven injury-prone. So surely you look at what happened last season and you go, right, if Thomas gets injured again, yeah, we need someone as good or adequate enough to cover his position, yeah? Or when we go away, we can play both. And you go and get Bissouma for 25 million. You don't let your closest rivals who've just picked you for top 4 go and strengthen whilst you're sitting there. And someone in the chat's put, we don't need Bissouma, we need goals. That's ridiculous. You don't just need one element in that team. Yes, we do need goals, 100%. But we need 2 strikers. Jesus is not, for me, the out-and-out striker we need, the one quality striker. Jesus is ideal if you have him there. He can play in a 3. You could play him in a centre-forward if your striker's injured or you want to rest your striker. But you need another. And having Eddie Nketiah as backup as number 2 is certainly not good enough for me. Midfield-wise, we are thin. right? Xhaka to replace Partey if Partey gets injured. El Neni to replace either of those two is not good enough. And it's the same, like it's Groundhog Day. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. And there's people in our fan base that are all right with it. I'm not all right with it. Listen, I'm a logical guy, but at the same time, if I see someone that improves our midfield, and we've all been saying we need a strong centre midfielder, and you just let him go to your nearest rivals for £25 million without even trying. And there's people here excusing it. Where is this plan, as you rightly said, Shaheen? Where is this ambition? Because I am not seeing it. I really am not seeing it. Jesus does not smack of ambition, right? He doesn't. Tielemans is a good signing, but he's still not a Partey replacement. He's still not, you know.
Can I ask you something, Lev? If Tielemans comes in, right, who is he replacing?
Well, look, you've got Odegaard, right, in the 8, yeah? So clearly he wants to play Partey and Tielemans with Odegaard. So it'll be Xhaka, wouldn't it?
You think he's going to drop Granit Xhaka?
Yeah. He wants to play Partey in that pivotal role, and then he wants to play Tielemans next to him as a box-to-box, and then he wants Odegaard to be the creator. That's what I see, yeah? Which is fine. But then if Tielemans gets injured, you're back to your usual Xhaka and El Neni. If Partey gets injured, you're again, it's Xhaka or El Neni with Tielemans. Is that going to win you anything? No, it's not. No. So, you know, there's just people saying there's no need to panic. It's just frustration,
man. It's just frustration because it gets worse when you just sit in there and you're watching everybody else doing business.
Yeah.
Liverpool going out there getting, you know, Darwin Núñez. That how excited are Liverpool fans about him coming in? And we're not going to get excited about Gabriel Jesus coming in. I'm not going to be like, I want to go to Emirates to see Jesus play. I used to say that about Sanchez. I used to say that about Ozu. I used to say that about Bergkamp, Vieira, Henry, Adams.
Look,
but there's nobody in that team right now that I'm going to be like, yeah, I want to go and watch him play.
There's loads of questions from Sean, yeah, who started off his line of questioning as in, Shaheen, you don't have a Scoobies, what's going on? Neither do I. But then he starts off making excuses without knowing a Scoobies himself as well. Lev, how do you know they didn't try signing Bissouma? Well, firstly, have you heard anything linking us to Bissouma at the moment? Secondly, he's an Arsenal fan, so there's an extreme chance of getting him. Thirdly, you also mentioned, Sean, I think something else you mentioned I was looking at a bit earlier. You were saying our reasoning is well off and all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, you don't know just as much as we don't know. But the fact is, however, there is nothing in the news to say we've been in for Bissouma, nothing to suggest we've negotiated anything, and nothing to suggest we've even shown an interest in signing him. So I'm sorry, mate, but like you're guessing just as much as we are, but at least we're guessing based on what's happening, which is Bissouma are signing Spurs. It's not a joke that Man United fans are also pissed that they're not signing Bissouma. And Sean, you're full of guesswork too, bro, because everything you've posted on here is all guesswork. Ifs, whats, maybes, how do you knows? Well, I'm sorry, that's all guesswork. I'm going on fact. The fact is Spurs are signing Bissouma. End of.
Do you know what? I was watching something earlier. I don't know who it was. I can't remember what channel it was I was watching this on. And they were really discussing that Gabriel Jesus may not even come to Arsenal. If Chelsea and Spurs go, because Lukaku is moving on, right? So they'll need a striker. And if Chelsea goes in for Jesus, do you think he's going to leave that and come to Arsenal?
And what sort of team are going to go and look at us and go, oh, they're ambitious, I'm going there. You're going to look at Spurs down the road and you're going to go, oh, hello, Spurs are signing Bissouma, Spurs are signing Spence, Spurs are signing richarlison. Oh, do you know what? They've got Conte and he clearly wants to win things.
Yeah, I mean, look, right now as we speak, again, I don't want to talk about Tottenham too much, but as we speak, their midfield is Bentancur, Højbjerg, possibly Bissouma, and who else? They've got one more, haven't they?
Name them again. Oh, there's talk of getting Eriksen back as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we'll miss the boat on that right back as well, you know, Jet Spence.
I already said that yesterday. Listen, when he marked Martinelli out of the game at Forest, right? And when he matched him pace for pace,
Yeah.
that said to me, you're not going to get many players that could outpace or stay with Martinelli, right? And we saw it. Spurs saw it. They went and got him, right? Hold on. So if Sean claims he's calling us out, right? But look, Conte is a world-class manager. We all agreed on that, yeah? Me and you said bissouma last year, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's he going to sign?
Man was putting pictures on Instagram with an Arsenal shirt.
Who's he going to sign? He's going to sign bissouma. We also mentioned Spence, yeah? A world-class manager, Conte. Who's he going to sign? Spence. And you're calling me out, Sean. Calling me out for what, bro? You got no basis to call me out. Everything we've stated so far has transpired. But yet you're trying to call me out based on what exactly? It's insanity, man.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Every season when it comes to Arsenal and transfer window. In January, we all know now, I think everybody knows by now, Arsenal don't do anything in January transfer window. Right? And this whole bullshit about Vlahovic and all that, I don't think we were ever in for him. Okay? So that basically they lied to us. They used it as a smokescreen for fans to be quiet and say, oh, well, at least they showed ambition, at least they tried. It didn't happen. Okay, we tried. Come fast forward summer. What are we doing now? We're just sitting there watching everybody. I hope they have it. Listen, I hope they fucking make a couple of good signings. Because I'll tell you something, the fans are going to be on top of them bad. I know I will.
I just don't see ambition. I don't see the ambition that we are being told this club has. I don't see it. And anyone here in the chats that are sitting here, no, I'm not up in the drama. I'm pissed, right? Anyone who is watching as fans for the last 15 years or whatever it is, right? We have seen this over and over and over again. People saying we're not patient or impatient. Like, we're one of the most patient fan bases I have known. Anyone like Liverpool, Man United, those type of clubs would have been up in arms with their owners had it been 18 years since we've won a league title, right? Not let alone the type of players that we're signing are not of the caliber that the others around us are signing. People make it sound like it's difficult to find quality at a good price, but the teams around us have been doing it for the last 3, 4, 5 seasons and have caught up with us. How? By being shrewd, by being clever with their spending. We have spent money. People have rightfully said, yes, but how much dross did we buy with that money that we're still trying to offload now and are letting them go for free or at a loss? And you want to sit here and turn around and tell me that we're dramatizing it or like we're impatient and all this? No, I've just had enough. And you know what? If you look back only, when we first started this channel, Shaheen, I was one of the most positive fans. Yeah, I always wanted my team to win. Always wanted them to do well. Always, I love this team, right? But I don't love what they've become. There's no class in this team anymore. There's no desire. There's no willingness to want to compete. People sit there saying to me, what are you worried about what Spurs are doing down the road? Like, they're not our North London rivals. And when the North London derby's on, everyone's at it going, we can't fucking lose to them. But they can go and build a better team than us down the road and we could be all right with it.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's
very true. And you know what? I said this yesterday as well on the show we did with Tom. I said, Cronkies, they know how to win. They know what it takes to win. They're doing it with LA Rams. A wicked stadium. They won the Super Bowl, everything, right? But they're not doing that with Arsenal. If they want to win things with Arsenal, if they want to win the Premier League with Arsenal, they will and they can. It's just I don't think that they want to.
I've left this on deliberately, by the way, bro. DJ Ruska spinning some bullshit on the 1s and 2s. Yeah, I can't wait for Arteta to shut you guys up. This is a waste of time. Okay, so
he's had 3 years to do that. He still hasn't done it.
Bro, 3 years time, yeah, and he still hasn't shut me up. He still hasn't convinced me that he's the right man for the job. But DJ Ruska, for some reason, thinks my man is on it, like a car bonnet. Listen, let's get something straight, yeah? I've had a long time to think this through. January, he cost us top 4, okay? He weakened our team in Jan, Sent out Maitland-Niles, who could have played right back midfield. He got rid of our only goal scorer, sent him out. Okay, there's issues. There's always an excuse. Guendouzi, always an excuse. There's always excuses. But let's go back to present time. He weakened us when we were in a pivotal position to acquire top 4. By weakening us, right, and sending Maitland-Niles out as well, and Torreira and all these guys, he then chose to put xhaka left back and weaken our midfield further and bring in an inexperienced Lokonga and sent him to the Wolves, right? He cost us top 4. Then when he had North London Derby and we didn't need to win that game, he could have set up just to get a draw and maybe counter them. He tried to go toe-to-toe with them and we got spanked. Right? So here is DJ Ruska sitting there telling me he can't wait for him to shut us up. I want him to shut me up. I want him to shut me up. But right now, he can't because everything he's doing is wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and just agree with it just because I'm meant to be an Arsenal fan that's so blindly loyal and I'm supposed to like just forget about these things. What are we fans for? What are we supporting a team for? Right? Yes, it's our team. We pick it from the beginning, but we support our team. We want them to compete. Arsenal is not some mid-table, bottom of the league type team that we should be happy are in the Premier League. We have historically challenged for titles and trophies. Historically. We changed the modern game. Wenger was in there. We changed the modern game. We had people like the Invincibles. And you want me to now be happy and say, hey, Spurs, why are we worried about Spurs and what they're doing? Trust Arteta. Who the hell is Arteta for me to trust him? Why is this blind loyalty with Arteta? I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, we're talking like the man's a legend.
There's not a lot I can add to that, man. It's true, you know. He couldn't get the team up to go to Newcastle and get. If we set up the team right, not to concede against Spurs. If we went, listen, we're gonna sit back, we're gonna defend, we're gonna make it like, you know, hard for them, right? He got a draw out of the Tottenham game, right? And he got I don't know. Let's say for argument's sake, he got a draw out of Spurs as well. We'll probably be in Champions League now.
Listen, if we had Champions League, yeah, the players that we would be getting now and the quality and the caliber of players would be far higher. People would want to play for us.
You know what's the biggest thing?
We sacrificed it.
If we got Champions League and Tottenham got Europa League, yeah, I'll bet you any money, yeah, Conte would have walked.
Sean, if you don't want to hear what we have to say, you can jog on, mate. I don't care. Go on. Sorry, She.
It's all right. If Conte walked, right, Tottenham would not be where they are now. They'll probably be scrapping around looking for a manager. Pochettino would have become available. They might start speaking to Pochettino, get Poch back, or this, that.
The guys in the chat are also sorry, bro. The guys in the chat are also saying the right thing. I'm sorry, I'm cutting over you because as you can tell, I'm really miffed. But yeah, it is more deeper than Arteta. It is definitely the Cronkies as well. Because if someone was, you know, on the cases of the management that they wanted titles, they would be pushing hard and they wouldn't accept this. Now,
no, I'm going to disagree there, Lev, because it's not Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke's job to come in and say, let's go sign Bissouma. Let's go sign this. Let's go sign Jet Spence. You know, let's go get Tillemans early door. It's not Kroenke's job, right? Edu Vinay and Arteta are part of the recruitment team, essentially, with, I don't know, Richard Garlick and all the rest, right? They're the ones who say, right, we want this player, let's go out and get it. Now, if they are recognizing a player, for argument's sake, right, Jesus, and they saying, right, we want Gabriel Jesus, we want to go out there and get him, let's go out there. And if Cronkies are refusing to put up their money or they're not sanctioning the deal, right? If I was them, I would leak out the news. I'll put some pressure on them.
Well, listen, there's not enough pressure on management, clearly. And
no, put some pressure on the owners saying, you know what, there was a news in Daily Mail a couple of days ago, you know, saying Arteta has got an issue with, I don't know, the owners, they're not putting the money and all that rubbish. Right? Well, so there's no smoke without a fire, man. I'm telling you. And if that is the case, if they are recognizing players and the board is not, the owners are not moving quick enough, then they should come out and say it, put some pressure on it.
There's people on here also suggesting we should forget about last season, which incidentally was only a couple of months ago, right? Not even that, a month and a half.
Why should we?
Why? What kind of idiot says forget about last season? When a manager sits down and looks at what he requires for next season, he looks at the errors and the issues from the previous season to try and rectify it for the new season. By forgetting what happened last season, which clearly is what Arsenal were doing, because if they hadn't forgot what happened last season, they'd be addressing our issues from now. They seem to forget every season when it ends. They don't react to what the issues were prior. So if you sit there forgetting about what happened last season, what do you base your transfer window on? It's a nonsensical comment. It really is. And there's a couple of fans in here that I've been so close to blocking, but I'm not going to, because we've always said that everyone is entitled to an opinion. But I am sick to death of people that are just accepting this club in mediocrity. We've just suddenly decided to accept it, and it's not acceptable. Like, I know we're reacting to this bissouma thing, but this isn't just about bissouma. This is season after season where we need 6 players and we get 3, or we need 7 and we get 4, and it always historically has come back to haunt us. Always. Yeah. So why are we not learning?
You see, another argument I'll say to that is, why have we not learned from this? You can go back as far as early last season. First 3 games of the season, we're short on players. Not getting them in time. You're saying, oh, let's back the manager. We're going to back up. Get the players in early so they can have a pre-season. So comes first game of the Premier League, they're ready. They know what's the plan. They know what the tactics are. They know what is expected of them. Not that you bring them just before the transfer window close, already 3-4 games into the season.
No, listen. Are you confident? Who in this chat group? Let's just put it out. Forget what we think for a second.
No, let me do a poll. Let me do a poll.
Okay. So what's the poll going to be? Go on.
Are you confident?
Are you confident that we're going to have a good transfer window, get everybody we need? I'd like to know.
Are you confident that we will address all the issues that needs to be addressed
in this transfer window? Yeah. Bruno Gooners would have got us top 4, but let's forget about last season. Okay, so let's look at this season. So we made a mistake with Bruno, clearly made the mistake. So what we're going to do is go for Tielemans and wait for Tielemans to decide whether he wants to join us. We're going to wait for Eddie Nketiah to decide whether he wants to sign a contract with Arsenal. A mid-table centre-forward, maybe at best, probably lower level. And we're waiting on him to decide whether he wants to join us. And seriously, while Spurs are going and signing Richarlison, who incidentally, I really don't think he's all that, but he's better than Eddie Nketiah.
I think he's got end product, Richarlison. By the way, the poll is there, guys. Make sure you vote so we know what everybody's thinking. Also, please make sure you hit the like. There's only 36 likes on this. Come on, guys.
36. We got nearly 200 people in here. And there's people even asking to come on and have a say. And I was potentially tempted just to let it happen. But 36 likes. Have a word with yourself.
Hit the likes and obviously make sure you vote so we know what you guys are thinking about this. But myself, I'm not confident at all, man, because I'm not seeing what I need to be seeing. If there was a plan, right? If there was a plan, which maybe there is one, I would be working from when the whistle went in the last game of the season, I would start executing that plan. I would get the players in early, make sure it's done, because if you get the players early, then maybe you can start looking at selling some players, something that we're not particularly good at. So I'm not confident at all, man. And you know what? If they don't sign 4 or 5 quality players left, again, we're looking at another 6th or 7th finish, man. I'm telling you, because Spurs have already improved, right? Chelsea will improve. Man City have improved. Liverpool have improved. Yeah, all you need. Man United still hasn't signed anybody yet. But if they sign a couple of good players to come in, they got Erik ten Hag, they will improve. So again, you're looking at what? 6th, 7th?
Right, listen, we finally had an opportunity, right? And the thing is, this is what got me last season as well. Everyone was like, there's this side of the fans that were turning around and saying, oh, no, we've overachieved this season. Well, look at it now. Yeah, it's gonna every week as the weeks go by through the transfer window and the start of the season, and when we start looking at how difficult this season's going to be with all these teams around us strengthening, every week that goes by, you're going to start looking at last season as a missed opportunity. Whatever the reason was, whether teams around us were faltering, or whether Man United had dropped off for whatever reason, Wolves weren't doing it for whatever reason, Leicester, Spurs were struggling, whatever the reasons, every season things happen like this. It's football. It's normal. It's nothing new. Stop making excuses. The fact of football is it's a competition. It's based on what you achieve, right? And we had a chance from nothing to suddenly getting top 4 ahead of time and putting our plan, if there is one, 2 years, maybe a year and a half ahead of schedule, getting new players in, and then making the likes of Tottenham weaker by nipping and nicking all the players that they want to get that are good. They're doing that to us now. They're looking at Bissouma and they're going, nah, we're not going to let Arsenal have him. We're having him. He's quality. Bissouma probably goes Champions League football. Oh, thank you very much. I'll go down the road if Arsenal don't want me. And it's a slap in their face as well at a gooner going to Spurs. Right? On top of that, we're looking at it season after season. And these guys, on what basis are these guys looking at it and saying, Arteta is doing a great job? Yes, he's done some good on the pitch. He's a coach. He's a good coach. We know that. It don't make a great manager. He's not a great manager right now. And Conte is making him look stupid right now. And 25 million, and you guys are sitting here still telling me that 25 million is not a steal. What is a quality good value player if Bissouma's not at 25 million? What is? And I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to say this as well, and I can't believe I'm saying it. And it could be just like in the heat of the moment, and I'm still fuming because you know how much I wanted Bissouma, right? But we got spoiled as fans when Wenger was there, and only now over the time when you've started to realize what was going on with the finances and all that in the background, as you get wiser to it and smarter and a bit older, and you look at things properly, you go, bloody hell, Wenger was getting top 4 with some quite average teams, man. He had, and he was still getting us into Champions League and competing with some dross. And we all as a fans said, we want to go next levels. And instead we've gone backwards. So I feel like we owe Wenger a bit of an apology if this is what he was having to cope with in the background. Money has been spent, but money's been spent poorly. Like so poorly over the last few years. And then when something like this comes up at 25 mil, we just sit there and don't move.
Yeah, as I said, if they're not fancying Bissouma, I really would want to know who is it that they got their eye on. Who is it that they think is going to come in and make a difference at midfield? Because Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney, you can even bet on this, right? That they will get injured at some point next season. So what happens? What's the plan when Thomas Partey gets injured? We saw Thomas Partey, Kieran Tierney got injured. The team fell apart. The midfield was an issue. How are you addressing this problem now? You're saying no to Bissouma. All right, cool. You move on. My problem is let's say, for argument's sake, we're not really doing well comes December time, right? And by some strange miracle, they pull a trigger on Mikel Arteta and he gets sacked. So not only that we're now where we are at the time, we lost out on the player as well.
All right, listen, can I just address something here? Look at this lad, yeah? DJ Ruska, right? How do you speak to people like this? They're calling them peasants. What, are you some sort of rich dude or something? Are you some sort of royalty? I don't understand. What for? Because we have a different opinion to yours. You don't have any more knowledge than we do. We're not professing to know the knowledge of what goes on behind closed doors. But when somebody leaves, for example, you can look back at history and things do get revealed further down the line. We're not saying we know what's going on behind closed doors. We're saying we don't know what's going on behind closed doors and nothing makes sense. And DJ Ruska, before you call people peasants, yeah, have a little think about that. Stop acting like a muppet. Go on, carry on, bro.
Yeah, it's not. And listen, I just want to add something to it. If you think that we don't know what we're talking about, why are you still here commenting and watching?
Well, no, because clearly he knows what he's talking about because he's DJ Ruska, isn't it? Who the fuck is DJ Ruska anyway? What sort of music does he play? Let us know, because you're clearly some sort of fucking massive dude that you can call people peasants. So let us know, DJ Ruska. Drop your mix set DJ Ruska into the chat so everyone can see how good you are, right? And why you're not a peasant and we are. Anyway, go on, Sheen.
Anyway, man, we've been doing this for 45 minutes. Let me just see what's the poll is saying.
DJ
So,
peasant.
Unsurprisingly, you got 85% of the people who voted. They think they don't have any confidence in us addressing the problems in this transfer window, which says a lot, man. Which says a lot. And I am of a view that is in agreement with them. I don't think we're going to address these problems either, man. And it's going to be an issue because comes the start of the season and we're not ready.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
What are you searching? Are you on this DJ Ruska's case?
Yeah, I'm going on his street.
I know you're doing something to do with that.
I'm going on his SoundCloud. Here we go. I'm going on DJ Ruska's SoundCloud. Phonica Premiers, Liam and Ed Ness, Formula Rossa, Banoffee Pies. Check this out here. He's got some serious tracks on here. DJ Ruska, you will find him on SoundCloud. He is not a peasant. He is royalty when it comes to music. I can't wait. Oh, look, there's DJ Ruska's picture as well. Check this lad out. I can't wait. DJ Ruska. SoundCloud. Go and check him out. Sorry, bro.
Right. Well, anyway, let's wrap things up. So what do you expect to see? Realistically, what do you think we will see from now to the beginning of the season?
I've already predicted what was coming, and I felt it in my bones this time around, bro. And I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. I felt it in my bones this time around that it's Groundhog Day being an Arsenal fan. Nothing changes season after season. We do the same things over and over again and expect something different. What am I expecting? I'm expecting them to bring in Jesus as our primary striker with Eddie Nketiah as backup. I'm then expecting us to get Tielemans in, potentially. Yeah? And that's it for midfield. And then maybe one or two backups for fullback areas. I'm not expecting anything massive. I'm not even joking. Maybe a winger. I don't know. They might just decide to get Jesus and who covers both areas. That's what I'm expecting.
I don't know, man. It's very hard to disagree with that because I agree as well. And if we sign only Jesus and leave Eddie Nketiah, that's not what I want to see. That's not, if something happens to Jesus or if he goes through a spell that is not scoring a goal, got Eddie Nketiah, who incidentally still has not signed a contract. So Eddie Nketiah still has not signed the contract.
We're being held to ransom by Eddie Nketiah. Not a Thierry Henry, not even an Aubameyang in his prime. Eddie Nketiah. We are waiting on Eddie Nketiah to make a decision if he wants to stay with us or if he wants to go elsewhere. Like, what has become of this club if we're waiting on someone like Eddie Nketiah to make a decision on something that, even if it's with add-ons, brings you 100k a week at an elite team, which is starting not to look so elite?
I don't know if Eddie Nketiah is worth 100 grand a week. How much is Saka or Martinelli worth? Saliba. Because you got Saliba, he's got 2 years left on his contract. So you either need to offer him a new contract now, right? Or you need to sell him. Because he's got value now. Next year, he's not going to have that value in him.
Bro, forget Jesus. We need Jesus right now.
Yeah.
Jesus to come down and save us. Because right now, things are looking grim. I don't want to be reactionary, and I try not to be, but this bissouma thing has really gotten to me. It really has. Not only has he gone elsewhere.
Sean's got something to say to you.
Oh, Lev and Shaheen, you bring balance to Arsenal Vision and Arse Blog. I'll give you that. Well, you know what, bro? You can always go and listen to Arsenal Vision and Arse Blog. You know what I mean? I don't really care. I have my opinion. And the fact of the matter is, if you are sitting here thinking that this is acceptable, then you need to ask yourself a question. We've just done a poll, and it's 85% in our favour. But Sean C and DJ Ruska are chatting absolute breeze. So, what do you want me to say? I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want me to say. If you don't agree with me, don't agree with me. But don't call people names. Do you know what I mean? Peasant and all that shit. Otherwise, I'll call you an idiot, because you are if you're calling people names. But the facts are, we have season upon season always left ourselves short in the transfer window. And if you want to prove otherwise, prove me one transfer window that we haven't left ourselves short. Tell me a transfer window that we were smashed it with the transfers. The best window we've had of late was last year. And you can still pick holes at it. So why? Why is this blind? Listen, there's love and loyalty. I get it. Yeah. But you don't stay in well, obviously I'm not going anywhere, but you don't accept an abusive relationship when you're in one, right? So on top of that, when this club is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, whilst charging you the highest prices in the Premier League every season and promising you that we're moving from your home, ripping out the soul of your club to take you to a new fancy dangle stadium where 18 years later we're yet to win a league. Our closest rivals have now built their own fancy dangle stadium that's better than ours, and now they're building a team in the Champions League with likes of Bissouma and Harry Kane and Son, and we're sitting there waiting for Eddie Nketiah, and you want me to listen to Sean C and DJ Ruska? Fuck that. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be swearing at this time, but that's just too much for me.
All right, well, let's wrap things up now. We've done this for 50 minutes. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for liking the video. If you haven't liked it, please make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new. And we'll just hope that Arsenal somehow prove us wrong. I would love to be proven wrong by Arsenal, but it's not looking likely, man. Us and Man United fans right now are in a similar sort of boat, sadly, but it is what it is. Lev, final thoughts?
Bro, like, firstly, I extend my apologies to anyone in the chats if I've been a little bit angry. There's nothing, we're all one love, man. We're all one fan base. And at the end of the day, we might disagree. It's like being at the pub, but I'll still buy you a drink. I'll still, you're still my boys. You're still in the chats. You're still part of us. We have to agree to disagree at times. And that's it. I want to see ambition. I want to see decisiveness. I want to see a team that is not happy with the guys down the road improving whilst we're standing still. I want to see a team that challenges. I want to see a team with world-class players in the team. And right now, we are not seeing that. On top of that, DJ Rusko, if you've got any good tracks, if it's house-related or maybe hard house or trance and all that sort of banging shit, let us know, because we are looking for artists for a label. All right, so there you go. But don't talk to me about football because you chat shit. And that's it, Sheen.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for being here again. Look after yourselves. Have a wonderful afternoon, and don't let Arsenal stress you out, because you will just ruin your summer. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if they'll manage to fuck themselves or prove us wrong. Have a wonderful evening.